Okay, so today's Thursday, July 17th, 2025. I just recorded about a 30-minute or so video. I think it was like 27, 28. And short version, I had a really interesting dream, like set of dreams, like a dream within another dream this morning / last night. And it was I had a very spiritual reaction to it. I've talked about my faith before on the channel. And I had a very spiritual reaction. I was like, I really wanted to just share my dream, like my analysis of it. Like I read some scripture about it and I read it in the video. And I was going to like make that part of the regular CTT video. And I was like, I don't want to, like, part of me was like, I should make them two separate things. And part of me was like, I don't know, it feels like I'm not supposed to do that. You got to keep the two things together. But by the time I was finished, like, look, that was 30 minutes. The rest of this might still be a while too. I don't know if I want to make it like a whole hour. So I'll at least just keep them separated. But I at least want to reference it because I don't want to just be like, oh yeah, here's the God thing over here. Now let me talk about Donkey Kong over here. I don't want that part of my life to be something that how do I want to say it? I don't want to say like, here's the God corner, now here's the rest of my life, because it is something that is very important to me. Even if I don't talk about it on the channel all the time, I don't want to just put baby in a corner. I don't want to just put Jesus in the dunce corner. So I at least want to reference it and start the video by referencing it. I think the scripture specific, I don't have it up right now. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I think it was 2 Peter 1, 5-10, if you're interested. So that's that. I guess now I'll talk about the regular Thursday video. Something I referenced in that video, it might feel weird, but it kind of makes sense in context, is I talked a little bit about the Harry Potter casting, and I had gotten to go over that super quick. Voldemort has not been revealed. Like, he's been cast. We don't know who it is yet. My personal hope and prediction, if they're keeping it a secret, it's got to be because it's like a real... It might be just because, look, we don't want to show him yet. Like, we want the surprise to be fun when you see him in all his makeup and all his glory and shit. I just hope it's because it's Daniel Radcliffe and they cast Harry Potter as Voldy, and I think that would be super neat. Like, we don't want to spoil that surprise until you see Voldemort and it's Daniel Radcliffe. That would be gold. I would love that. There's some other things to go over. I haven't done the video on it yet, but I did watch Superman 25. Short version, loved it. It is my understanding and interpretation of the characters of Clark Kent, Lex Luthor, and Lois Lane are more or less exactly how they're presented in the film. I really loved the use of the Superman score. I really liked a lot of like the fight cinematography. And something I did mention in my video, like I said, I haven't recorded it yet, but I've written my notes. It's like the No Sleep Till Brooklyn fight from Guardians 3, like the way it's shot. That's kind of how the fights in this movie feel, the Mr. Terrific one in particular. And I just really, really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. Like, go see it. So there's that. Clay and I have started Stardust Memory because I just have not touched Gundam in a while. We've only watched the first 3 episodes, not super far. So far, though, I have enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to watching more. I don't know when we'll get to it because Donkey Kong. And like, I'm gonna save that till the end because so a lot of spoilers have come out. I have seen a lot of the spoilers. I want to save the spoilery stuff till the end. But Stardust Memory I'm enjoying so far. Oh yeah, I got my haircut. You could probably tell. That was just one thing. Like, I got my haircut. I got my suit tailored. I believe I'm going to go on another business trip in a few weeks or so. So I kind of wanted to at least make sure, like, all right, do I have my hair out of my eyes? Yes. Making sure the suits fit because I didn't have a lot of time the last one, and I did not like showing up to court with a suit that's very clearly too big. But now that I have time, like, let me make sure I get a good fit. And yeah, I've tried it on them. They feel good. So my blood pressure's high. That's not good. My cholesterol's high. That's not good. So I've been trying to make a bit more of a concerted effort. Like, I found that out on Monday. So I'm like, okay, let me, like, look, like, Mom made ribs on Monday, so I've been eating ribs, like, throughout the week, which is not good, because I'm supposed to avoid, like, red meat and fatty meat and whatnot. But I am, at the very least, like, let me make sure I'm cutting down on the portions that I'm eating. Let me try to make sure I'm eating more fruit. Like, I'm not really eating a lot of veggies right now. Like, I should be. It's not like I actively hate vegetables, but, like, I went out and got, like, a whole thing of strawberries, so I've just been having a few, like, as snacks, like, in it. It's like, here's dinner. Ribs and strawberries. Makes me feel a little less guilty about what I'm doing. It's like, all right, let me go to get a sandwich and make sure, like, I get chicken. Like, it's still probably not great that I'm going out to, like, like, not Subway, but, like, a local fast food place for a sandwich. But at the very least, it's, like, it's bread, and I make sure to go eat bread, chicken, there's veggies in the sandwich. I didn't get the fries. I wanted the fries, but I made sure not to get the fries. I've been trying to not eat too late, and if it is, it's just, like, a banana or some strawberries or something. I'm trying to make my cutoff around, like, 7 o'clock. Not trying to eat after that, unless it's something pretty light, which has also been helping me lose weight, too. I'm around, like, ish about 200, which for me is great. Like, I've been going down, and I went up for a bit, but, like, I'm trying to go down. I can't think of very many times in my life, I guess, like, seasons where I've been under 200. Like, when I haven't felt big, I guess, where I haven't felt unhealthy. It was, like, a few years ago, I think it was 2022, where I was, like, I think it started in, like, 2019, 2020, where I was, like, actively, like, working out more, like, taking long walks, jogging, going to the gym. I had started cutting out, like, soda and all that, just mostly drinking water, and I was going down. I think I was around 200, like, 190s-ish, and I was feeling good. And then the pandemic happened, I wasn't able to go to the gym, and then, like, I ballooned again. Part of it was that, and part of it was, like, okay, like, I had a job, and I didn't have a lot of time, and I was relying a lot on fast food, like, bad fast food, and, yeah, I was getting big. Excuse me. And then in 2022, I started again, and I got down to, I think, like, 185 or so. Like, somewhere in that range. I was like, this is the best I have ever felt physically. Like, I feel good. I feel healthy. But I stopped having that drive to go to the gym, and I was still maintaining my weight, but then it was just a little bit easier to let myself go, and a little bit easier to let myself go. And then the next thing I knew, I was back up to, like, 230-ish. And for me, like, that is not a space that feels good. But I think it was, like, last year, like, a bit last year, and then for sure throughout this year, I've been trying to get that down. Like I said, I'm around 200 now. And it feels good-ish, but it could feel better. And with the additional problems of, like, the blood pressure and the cholesterol, it's like, okay, the things that are going to help with that are theoretically also things that are going to help with the weight loss. Let's try to be healthy. I was gonna be like, you know what's healthy? Bananas! And talk about Donkey Kong, but I guess just a couple other things. I'm still playing Digimon Survive. I finished Chapter 7 last night. I'm still on my first playthrough, and that's the Wrathful Route. I've been enjoying it a lot, but man, Chapter 7 was long. There was, like, 4 fights. Like, oh man, this is, like, a big recurring boss. Oh, now I'm fighting them again. Okay, now I'm fighting like another recurring boss. Like a lot of stuff happening. Okay, now I'm fighting the big boy. And that fight was fun. It wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like, it took me a couple of attempts early on, not to spoil the boss, but there's a Skull Greymon in the fight too, and he was giving me some problems early on because I just did not know exactly what his range was. I was like, okay, because I don't want to Digivolve my Agumon, like, immediately if I don't have to, because, you know, that's going to cost him SP, and it's not, like, a lot, but it's going to start to add up quickly. So, just me personally, I try to Digivolve my rookies once they, like, I need them to do something. I'm like, oh, okay, his range is more than I thought. I kind of needed to Digivolve him immediately, and then when I did that, not a problem. I wasn't able to go, like, get the stuff in the treasure chest, so I try to do that every map, so maybe I missed out on some real goodies. But it is what it is. The actual boss wasn't a cakewalk by any means, but I had some specific equipment. Like, okay, I'm going to put down your defense and your special defense. I'm going to put down your speed so I can actually hit you easier. And we were actually able to get through him without much difficulty. So I'm about halfway, 2/3-ish from what I understand through this first playthrough. And yeah, like, I am enjoying the game a lot. In terms of writing, I don't think I've touched Isla in the last week. Like, I was doing really well, I was making a lot of progress, I finished a chapter, and then my brain just said, I mean, I want to, but I don't want to. But I've revisited Orichalcum a bit, because there was another contest that I had entered, and I actually don't know when I'm going to hear back from it, like if I made it to the next round or anything, so I really don't think I'm going to with this one. I'm not holding my breath. But, like, the impressions on the first, because I think it's the first 10 pages that were entered, a couple people left impressions, which were essentially like, this is a good start, there's good stuff here, but it could use a little more, tinkering, like, flow a little better. And it's not the first time I've heard that. So what I've noticed is the consensus for it seems to be, when people just read, like, the first few pages or the first chapter, it's like, this is good, but... And then the reviews I've gotten from people who have read the whole thing is, oh, this is really good. And so on the one hand, I can kind of pat myself on the back and be like, oh yeah, well, the people who finished it actually really liked it, which, like, great. But if they don't really like it at the start, they have no incentive to finish it. Like, you do have to leave a good first impression. And it seems that I'm leaving a good or a decent first impression, but it's still maybe not a lot to be desired, but it leaves something to be desired. So I was kind of just trying to think about it and brainstorm. It's like, okay, this is where the story starts. I don't really feel comfortable starting anywhere else or starting it with anything else. How do I take what's going on and make it fit better, make it a bit more compelling? So I tried to really sit with both the criticisms and what I have. And I have an idea, and I kind of started writing it a bit. I don't know when I'm going to really buckle down and do it. It might be something I kind of do piecemeal. I don't know. But I feel like, okay, there's a vision for this. And I don't think I'm really going to touch the rest of the manuscript. Like, I think what I really want to do is, I'm like, okay, I love me some Isla, but I'm just not feeling it right now. I kind of really want to work on Orichalcum, and of course it doesn't escape me that when I was working on Orichalcum, I'm like, man, I can't wait to get to Isla. Like, every time I think about that, I'm just like, this is literally just the Phantom Toll Booth. Whenever he was at school, he couldn't wait to be at home. And then whenever he was at home, he couldn't wait to be at school. Like, I know what that's like, because that's what writing is like. Man, I really can't wait to work on the other project. Man, I really can't wait to work on the first project. But that might not be a bad thing, because if I'm like, all right, I'm really feeling this one right now, let's work on it for a bit. And then when it's like, man, I really want to do this, well, now I can go over here. It might help to do that. But I think what my tentative thing is then, sorry, brain was kind of flying for a second, is I want to rework the prologue and then just kind of read the manuscript. And then if there's bits where I'm like, okay, like the prose there is maybe a little wonkier, it's like, okay, like that's a typo, just correct things as I go. But I think it's a combination of, like, I've spent enough time away from it that my eyes are now a little bit fresher as well. So maybe there will be some things that stick out to me. Part of it is, I really like this book and just kind of want to sit and read it. And part of it is also, there is a lot of this series to write. I've written book 1. I think there's gonna be like 12. Like, I don't know, maybe more, maybe less. But there is a non-zero amount. And I do want to get back to it at least somewhat. And I think rereading the first book, especially because there are some things near the end that changed. Sorry, again, fogging a little bit. I think what I'm trying to say is, I really want to write book 2, but I think rereading book 1 will really get me into the vibe of the story, which will help me jump into the stuff in the sequel. But also, some of the stuff I've already written for book 2 was based on a different draft of book 1 and a different ending and a different climax. And so while a lot of stuff is going to be similar, like the events are still going to happen, the actual vibe and like mental state of the protagonists will likely be different. And rather than just go, okay, this is what I remember happening, so let's go, it'll be a lot better if I reread that. Like, okay, this is what she was thinking at the end of the book. Now that I'm starting the next book, this is her mental space. Let's make the changes necessary. This is where she was at the end of the book. Let's do this. This is where she was at the end of the book. And it's similar to where they currently are, but it's not necessarily the same. And I want to make sure I'm in the right headspace, that I'm in their right headspace when going forward. That's what I'm tentatively going to do, which means if we're going for peak cosmic comedy, I will reread the book and go, man, I love this book. Man, I'm really excited to do this. Let's go back to Iowa. And then the cycle just repeats. There is a strong non-zero chance. But that's where that is. Now we can talk about Donkey Kong. Spoilers are now live for the game. I have not played it yet. It just came out today, but it went live like a few days ago. It's like people had the game, were spoiling parts of it. I have seen gameplay. I've seen the ending. I've seen the ending, like I've seen the final boss. I know there's a post-credit scene, and I started watching it. I was like, you know what? I'll leave this. I will leave something for me to have no idea about. But when I saw that dang crocodile, I was so happy. When I saw the fake credits after the boss theme, I just started hearing I was like, no way they did the fake credits. Like, they understood the assignment. Like, he looks great. He sounds great. Like, he doesn't have a full voice, which is something interesting, is just from the little bits I've seen of the game. It's like Pauline is fully voice acted. It looks like the other characters just kind of make noises so that they feel like rare characters. You know, like Deacon, like, and K. Rool's just like making these like not quite grunty, but these almost Gruntilda-ish kind of like sound like with like full just like full subtitles like that King K. Rool's back. I'm gonna turn everyone into overripe banana mush and eat them. Like this is fantastic. Like he's so goofy and so like genuinely threatening at the same time, and I think that's why I like his character so much. Like he makes me want to laugh and lock in at the same time, and that's great. That Gangplank Galleon remix is incredible. Just the escalation of the fight is great. I love that when he first shows up, there's like this remixed riff from Crocodile Cacophony, which I love Crocodile Cacophony, so that made me really hyped. There's also a bit of it in like the final boss fight. The final boss fight is in a boxing ring. Because of course it is, because of DK64. Like, oh man, like, I know I already said it, but they understood the assignment. Like, if we are bringing this character back, this is just a love letter to this character. He shows up and yeets a dude, like, into the sun. Not exactly the sun, but that's kind of what it looks like. Like, oh my gosh, this is gold. This is amazing. I haven't seen a lot of the actual game of, like, the just running around collecting stuff gameplay. I haven't really seen the other bosses, but just from what I've heard, it's super fun. When I played that demo, it's like, I've only played like 10 minutes of this, but this is pretty fun. I just like being a big monkey running around and punching things. I don't remember if I said this in a video, but I remember, I think, just like talking to my friend, like as Wyatt and I were playing the demo, it's like this is I think this is what Doom is, because a lot of people say like what's great about Doom is it's just a great stress reliever. It can be a stressor because, you know, you're playing Doom and trying not to die, but it's a great way of just like, I need to unwind, and it's a great way of doing that. This might be kind of the same thing. It's like, man, I've had a really rough day, or it's like, it's been a really rough like week or month. I'm just gonna go gorillas, but and just start punching mountains and throwing gold. But it looks really good. My friend who has a Switch 2 is getting the game today. At least that's his plan. Is he's supposed to get it today? I know he took today off, and I think the rest of the week he's like, look, I'm just gonna like be in my cave and play Donkey Kong. I'm like, I am excited to join you in your Donkey Kong cave. I have work today. Like, I've got some stuff to do this morning in addition to video recording, but I've got some other stuff to do, and then I have work, and then after work, like, okay, let's go. I'm so excited. He also does not know about the spoilers. I talked to him about it. I was like, okay, like, number one, as a warning, the game is out, spoilers are out. Do you, like, I still don't know things for sure. If I know, do you want to know? And he's like, don't tell me. He's like, do you know for sure? And then when I did, I was like, there was a point of like, I do know, like, if he's in the game or not. Do you want to know? I don't want to know. Okay. Do you want, like, are you good for spoilers that aren't, like, K. Rool related? No, I don't want to know anything. Okay, cool. But I'm excited to see more of the game. I am excited, like, to experience the game with him, because like I said, there's just a lot of stuff I don't know, but I am so excited, like, to see his reaction to the K. Rool reveal, because it's great, and just the boss fight, and just the crazy escalation that happens. So, with all that, have a good day. Have a good Thursday. Happy Donkey Kong Day. Enjoy the rest of the week. Enjoy the rest of the month. See ya.